change out this valve cover gasket. These seals, you can tell this stuff has oil just dripping all inside that spark plug well. So we've got to clean that oil up. This one expanded, so we're changing out these cables too. All right, about like that. And we're gonna stick it down in here and see what we can get soaked up. It's quite a bit sitting down here. A little bit thinner the way it gets a little bit further down there. It's not so bulky. Get around that spark plug really good. So I can pull it back out just using the sidewall of the well screwdriver. I want to make sure I get all that best I can. But I'm definitely going to have a different setup so that I can monitor comments a little bit better. So right now it's kind of hard. Might have to get what we can of this oil right now and then maybe finish it off later. But you see some of this stuff up top, and then I can get this thing pulled off. Let's start moving that stuff over to the side. Off to the side and go ahead and pop this out of here. Pop that out. Oop. That, and that we definitely cannot forget that ground going back on. So if you see me going back together with this and forgetting that, definitely say something. Little things like that's always super easy to forget. So we are leaking oil outside of this main gasket. It is dripping all the way down the block, getting on the exhaust as the car's running, and it smokes off of the exhaust and smells. So, you know, hopefully once I get this done and clean the engine up a little bit, I mean, I'll be able to see. Now, don't judge me. I don't have a mallet. So we're gonna I'm doing here is trying to break the seal. Yeah, those stayed in place. Let's see if we can get this thing up and out of here. All right. Oh yeah, this is coming out pretty easy. Just because it's hard as a rock. See if we can get it all out at once. There we go. Work it out a little bit at a time. Got it breaking on me. There we go. So yeah, you can see how brittle this is, just snapping. Alright, so now we're going to try to pop these guys out. They're probably pretty brittle too. Not too bad. And these are kind of hard to see, but they're not exactly a circle. They are, you know, oblonged, like an egg. So as I'm putting these round ones in, they're going to have to form to that oblong shape. And it's kind of, I'll be honest, it's kind of dangerous to go live doing something like this. You know, because I'm oblonged. I'm hoping that comes through on the screen. So we'll have to kind of work it in there a little bit, which probably won't be too bad. Oh yeah, like it was meant to be. You just kind of press that on there. And what's that's going to do? I mean, it, like I said, these are already brittle, busted. You know, they're just trash. What that's going to do is that when I put the torque back on these 4 bolts to put this valve cover back on, it's going to press up against the spark plug well, and it's actually going to spread. It's going to pinch itself, and it's going to fill all the little the negative space, and it's going to keep any oil from getting in. That's why I worry that those bottom ones are just as trash as the top ones, and I almost guarantee that they are. But we'll worry about these for now, and probably have to address those later. But yeah, this is going on pretty smooth. Just make sure it's seated all the way. We've got another one here. Got one more. Heck, and if those bottom ones are trash and I'm still getting oil into those spark plug wells, I don't know, maybe I'll do another live and, you know, dig further into it and show y'all kind of the headache it turns into. All right, so those are in place. don't think that they'll pop out. Let's go ahead and get them started right over here. Make sure we get all that in there. Now this does have little, I don't know what you call them, ribs on the, as you go down the side of it. It might be hard to see right now, but they got little ribs that help kind of hold itself into this groove as you're going around. As you make your way around, make sure it's all sitting in there. So we're gonna keep wiping the surface down. For the most part, the surface is pretty clean without a bunch of stuck on residue. Work it through. There we go. Don't be scared to add a generous amount. Okay, so once we have that, we're just gonna take it, we're just gonna bring it down a little bit. Make sure we're hitting all that. Looking at this one, not seeing any issues there. So we'll go back on and try to finagle it in. Should have popped that out of the way a long time ago. Okay, so we're gonna making sure everything, the gasket's still there. And we are sitting right where we need to be. We're not smashing anything, getting anything in our way. For this, that, and all this is going to get washed, guys. It's a mess. It's dirty. We'll get it all cleaned up after this is fixed. All right. Now we've got our nuts that we're putting back. Alright, so we're just going to snug these down a little bit. There is a torque spec, and I believe, I want to say it's like 7 or 8 foot-pounds. I got a torque wrench, but it only goes down to 10. So all I'm going to do here, and you're actually not supposed to snug more. So we'll go ahead and get that guy plugged in. Get him plugged in. And don't forget, we'll toss this back on there. All right. So we'll fish this through. That looks like the right one there. Go ahead and plug it in down here. Go ahead. Yeah. $40. So even kind of the cheaper brand, they're still pretty pricey to me for what they are, and like I said, they're not the greatest quality. That one. And they're just like that. Yeah, it's pretty dry. That's what I like to see. Make sure we're popped in where we need on this distributor. This hose clamp. It's in place. We also have this. We'll just pop back in place. Have this other cable. Somebody might have to correct me. I might be wrong, but I think this cable right here is your cruise control. If anybody knows in the comments, let me know if I'm correct on that. All right, so that's back in place. Everything's looking good and coming together. Go ahead and move this nasty rag. And we can come down here. I'll take the camera. Don't fall. So pretty much where those two, and this will get a spray down, degreasing, look a lot nicer.